Travis Wayne Goodsoe. I'm concerned that all of you may be dead. I'm getting very low numbers when I'm doing major breaking news stories. So I titled this one, hoping that this will get your attention. First, remember I've been suing the church for what they've done to me? It's a federal civil law case, 2-17-00711. It's legitimate. I won. Did you know that? How much am I getting? Trillions. Did you know that? Do you now understand why I'm concerned you may be dead? Because you guys you're running away from my videos, so I can only assume you must be dead. These are low numbers for my few subscribers. Are you dead? Did you fall victim to the abuse of our government, of our businesses, of Russell M. Nelson? If you're not paying attention, Judge First ran away. That one you guys had large numbers. Trying to find out what's going on in the updates. But the federal judges hired a new person to take over, to issue the final order. She's a former federal prosecutor, or defender, a defender in the federal courts for criminal cases mostly. And she's also served in clerk's positions. So it's very clear that they gave her the job under the conditions that she dismissed my case. I won because the church's council were 24 days late. Do you understand that? In baseball, if there's not enough players, the team has to forfeit the game. In basketball, you don't have enough players, I think you can get away with it, but typically you forfeit the game. Football, you get penalties if you have too many players on the game, and you have to forfeit the game if you don't have enough. You seen a pattern? It's in the federal laws, federal rules for court procedure. You have to file on time. Unless there's a justifiable cause for being late. And typically the courts are lenient if there's cause, good cause. Nothing. 24 days late. I even exposed them because they filed with the court 11 days late. And so I had notified them and the judge that I have not received the complaint, so I can't motion on it, or I can't reply to it. And so they then sent me the complaint and officially made it 24 days late, confirming that they were late and that they did not give me my copy. I mean, this is not rookie errors. Everybody knows they've got to do this who have been to school, in law school, who graduated, who passed the bar, who got their license to practice in Utah specifically, and they're hired at a firm to do this kind of work. And they failed. And the reason why is they can't argue my complaint. It's all true. Because they've got the evidence. I do too, but they also have the evidence. Trillions of dollars is my request for relief. And it doesn't say trillions, it says everything. That's what's called some certain. The church has to close down. They cannot exist because of the serious nature of the crimes committed against me, which I can't take them to criminal court for. I have to do it civilly, so I can only get money. It's over. The church just gave up. And so, yes, it's like Nelson resigned. Nelson is guilty of murdering you Mormons. Do you not understand this? I can go back to the beginning when he denied you exaltation. Doing away with the high priest group. What are the two factors essential for exaltation in the highest degree of the celestial kingdom? Marriage, but it depends on which prophet you're referring to. Joseph Smith, monogamy. Brigham Young, polygamy. The other thing that is essential, which still qualifies in both, a high priest. Not an elder, not a 70, not any other office that could be thought of that the Brighamite Church did not come up with. A high priest. And why? Did you pay attention in Old Testament? Who goes into the Holy of Holies? A high priest. A high priest. You can have more than one. Typically, each temple had their own high priest in charge of it, mission or temple president, so to speak, in the ancient. And so with this coronavirus, oh yeah, by the way, did you pay attention to the law of chastity that was changed by Nelson? No longer legally and lawfully wedded according to the laws of the land. It's now according to the laws of God. And what is the laws of God of the Brighamite Church? Polygamy. What did the great and abominable church have? Polygamy. What did King Noah have? Polygamy. What did Jacob speak out against the people for? Polygamy. Are you not catching the pattern, Mormons? You have been blinded by the church to think, oh, we're going to have polygamy. It's just the way it's going to be. The only time polygamy is necessary is when you have a shortage of men to women ratio, where there are more women than men. That's the only time. But with this coronavirus, do you not understand Nelson is a medical doctor? He went to medical school. His specialty for his career was heart surgery. He knew exactly what to do during an outbreak of a virus. That was his education. He knows. And so what the hell is he doing slowly closing down the church? Waiting for it to escalate before saying, we're going to close this next part of the church. Oh, it's escalated more, then we're going to close this next part. And then now he's switching it. Oh, we haven't come down in cases. It should be ready now. They've been late the last several days as Herbert gets exposed. But he's, again, slowly opening when we aren't going down in cases, and we have people, Americans, who are falling for the misinformation and disinformation campaign against us. And who's doing this? Who's behind this? Russia. They want us destroyed. They set us up with a puppet president in 2016. They did the, anti-vaccines. We don't want vaccines. They're putting chips in our bodies to track us. They already have it through facial recognition systems on your apps. You've been deceived. And they're exterminating us now, telling you to drink bleach. And is Nelson speaking out against Trump? Is he coming out and saying, Mormons, as a medical doctor, I highly recommend you don't drink bleach? No, instead we have to watch SNL to hear Trump Baldwin make fun of it. The invincibility juice, he called it. And so all of you guys don't understand. Why do you wear the mask out in public? Why do you wear the gloves out in public? Why are you supposed to isolate? Especially now, rather than going back to work, going back out in public, which they want you to do. It's because if you've contracted the virus, even if you're asymptomatic, and I've been teaching you Greek this whole time, A means without, from the Greek. Without symptoms. Just like amoral is without morals. That's what you guys are doing. I'm asymptomatic, so I'm going to be amoral. Go around murdering people because you're spreading it. That's why you wear the mask. That's why you wear the gloves. They don't protect you. They protect others. And Nelson knows this. And he is aiding and abetting the enemy in destroying this nation. Destroying your family, your loved ones, your friends, your neighbors. Nelson. He's a medical doctor. And he goes and pulls that BS crap. Oh, I'm a medical doctor, but I'm a religious man too. We're going to use faith and have a fast. Because the first fast I did didn't work. And how is the second fast doing? He has to come out and say, we're going to be closed a little while longer. But then the next week, he opens up the temple for sealings. And so we're going to have Mormon couples going to the temples, killing grandma. Grandma keeled over from coronavirus. Gonna have to rewrite that Christmas song. Do you not understand? We are under attack. This is what I've been warning for 4 years now, 3 years, 4 years. This is what the signs in the heavens from the Bible mean. They are in the Mormon scriptures as well. This is it. This is Armageddon. This is the last days. But Nelson, oh, it's in the future still. We need to prepare. You need to suffer. It's what they said twice. Two different conference talk speakers talked about you guys needing to suffer. I don't recall reading that in the scriptures, even the Mormon scriptures, where it says if you don't repent, you must suffer even as I, Jesus Christ. But if you're a good person, you're not supposed to suffer. Only from the hands of wicked people. Nobody's forcing you to drink bleach. Nobody's forcing you to get out of isolation and go into the public and not wear a face mask and not wear gloves. Nobody's forcing you, are they? All they're doing is saying, hey, we're downgrading to yellow level here in Utah. Hey, we're letting you guys go back to work. They get to wash their hands of your blood and your family's blood and your friend's blood and your neighbor's blood. They'll just blame you for not following the recommendations rather than saying, oops, we opened too early, oops, we downgraded too soon. All the judge in this case now, who's newly assigned, all she has to do is sign the final orders. It's not hard, but when you have $1 trillion company who's got control of the whole government, a whole society, so it's just a matter of, will I win? Or will America be utterly destroyed? Are you familiar with the characters in the Book of Mormon? Ether, Mormon, Moroni, all talking about witnessing the entire destruction of their people. What did you think the Book of Mormon was for us for? So we'll see if this new title catches your attention finally. And so yes, I'm pissed. We've got murderers murdering you guys. I'm the only one trying to save your life. And you guys treat me like crap. You would rather be Russian than follow my warning voice and save your life. And that's pathetic.